is a story about two Scottish men from Dundee who try to break into the American rap scene by reinventing themselves as rap artists from California. Convinced they're not being taken seriously, even being labelled the rapping proclaimers, they completely reshape their identity in order to be heard. Hi, I'm Andy Mack and welcome to Movie Shorts, the show that gives you honest, spoiler-free reviews of the latest releases in under 10 minutes. Today we're talking about California Schemin, a film based on a true story, or as the movie itself puts it, a true lie.
Said Bob was dead. No correction. If Ed Bob was dead, we're his resurrection.
Thank you so much.
We're not finished.
It's like the rapping proclaimers.
It's okay, pal. It's just one audition.
Well, it wasn't the music they were laughing at. It was us.
What immediately stands out with California Schemin is just how bizarre this story is. On paper, it almost sounds too ridiculous to be real, and yet that's exactly what makes it so compelling. But what surprised me most is that this isn't played purely for laughs. There are moments of humour, absolutely, but the film leans much more into tension, discomfort, and even unease as things begin to spiral. This isn't a light, feel-good take on a crazy true story. It's something a bit sharper than that. At its core, California Schemin isn't just about deception, it's about authenticity. The film raises an interesting question for me, not whether the industry was in on the lie, but whether it's built on the same kind of illusion. There's a real contradiction at the heart of it. The industry is constantly searching for something new, something authentic, something different, but only if it fits a very familiar mould. It wants originality, but within a structure that's already proven to sell. And that tension between what's real and what's marketable is what the film really made me think about.
We'll show the industry up for what it is.
I thought you were great.
Yeah?
We would like to sign you. Get the bubbles.
The performances are key to making this work, particularly across the three central roles. Samuel Bottomley is an interesting one. Ironically, an English actor playing a Scot who is then pretending to be from California. There's a real layering to that performance, and he handles it well. You can see the effort it takes to maintain that identity, and that tension just sits under the surface throughout. Seamus McLean-Ross, on the other hand, brings something very different. As a genuine Scot, his performance feels more grounded, but also more fragile. There's a constant sense of fear around him, and as the pressure builds, that fear turns into paranoia. He shifts between being visibly anxious about his real identity and then fully committing to this constructed version of himself, clinging to it even as everything starts to close in. And then there's Lucy Halliday as Mary, Billy's girlfriend. She's excellent in a much quieter way. It's a really controlled performance. She never overplays anything, but through her tone and demeanour, you get a clear sense of the emotional ups and downs. In many ways, she acts as a kind of anchor to the chaos around everyone. This is also James McAvoy's directorial debut, and you can really feel his presence in the way the film is put together. He's an intense actor, and that intensity carries in the role he plays here. There's a physicality to him, the use of pauses, his facial expressions, and those moments of silence that make him quite difficult to read. And that unpredictability adds to the tension. But it's not just in his acting performance. You can see the same intensity reflected in some of his direction as well. The close, almost claustrophobic shot, the club environment, the music, and the sense of excess all combine to create a world that feels increasingly suffocating. Everything feels like it's building towards the moment where the secret is finally going to come out. And that pressure is there throughout.
Okay, let's do this, baby. Let's blow this shit wide open.
You know none of this is real, right?
You're losing it, Gav. This is what we wanted.
This is not what we wanted.
Stop looking back, dude. You got this, man.
What works really well is the concept and the questions the film raises. It sticks with you after it ends, which is always a good sign. It's also visually quite tight. The close shots and the way the scenes are constructed really add to the tension. However, it doesn't fully come together as a complete, satisfying narrative. At times, it feels slightly uneven, and while the ideas are strong, the execution doesn't always match them. You're left thinking about the themes more than the story itself. Overall, California Scheming is a fascinating watch, not because it's polished or perfect, but because of what it's trying to say. It takes a bizarre, true story and turns it into something that quietly critiques an entire industry. It's not a film that will appeal to everyone, and it's certainly not one that leaves you feeling uplifted. But if you're interested in stories about identity, performance, and authenticity, there's definitely something here. California Scheming, clever, uneasy, and revealing. Thank you for watching and listening to Movie Shorts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and make comments here on YouTube, or if you're listening via the podcast. Until next time, thank you and goodbye.